Joining us once again, we have Larry Kotler, Tony Anzetti catching you up on our Pigskin Preview. Woo! Moving on now to college sports and what's happening.
Well, some interesting games on the road for both Iowa and Iowa State.
Okay.
All right, we'll start with the Hawkeyes.
Don't get choked up, Larry. It's going to be okay.
I'm not. I'm all choked up.
Season's almost done. Don't go away. All right, go ahead.
Anyway, the Hawkeyes, of course, are going to Indiana. Iowa's 8-0.
Oh, sure.
Indiana is 4-4.
Okay.
Now, this is kind of that classic matchup. Indiana's very good offensively. 467 yards per game. They score 33 points a game. They have a quarterback by the name of Nate Sudfeld, who's #1 in the Big Ten in passing yardage, just under 300 yards per game.
Wow.
They have a running back by the name of Jordan Howard, who averages 131 yards per game. This is a very good offensive football team.
He's averaging 130 yards a game. That's
running.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Now, Iowa's defense is #5 against the rush, #6 scoring defense in the country, #8 red zone defense. So you have the great offense against the very good defense.
Okay.
But let's take it the other side.
Okay.
All right. Iowa scores 32 points a game. Iowa loves to run the football. They didn't run it very well last weekend, but they love to run the football. Indiana can't stop anybody. They give up 37 points a game. So what you've got is on both sides, you got an Indiana, a great offense, bad defense. You've got Iowa, very good defense, and pretty good offense. Not a great offense.
So you're feeling Hawkeyes in this game, aren't you?
Well, but this is a scary game, and I'll tell you why. And I was talking to Tony about this earlier. I got a call yesterday. I'm going to name drop, if you don't mind. Lee Corso from ESPN. He's going to be coming on my show here in the next week or two.
Nice.
And he said this could be his upset special.
Wait,
because
Indiana?
Indiana.
Why?
Well, because Indiana has battled.
Okay.
But Indiana has also taken both Ohio State and Michigan State right down to the wire. As we were talking, Tony.
But still lost, though. And they're 4-4 record.
They still lost, but they have the capability of doing it. I'm going to lean with the Hawks just because of that defense. I mean, that's the reason.
Is it a 60-40 lean? Is it 65-55?
Yeah, something like a 60-40.
60-40.
I like to bring up, too, remember the Northwestern game? Everybody said that's the game. Northwestern's going to take them down. They always can't play well against Northwestern. It wasn't a close game at all. It wasn't. And I think Iowa's going to do much what they did to Northwestern, what they're going to do to Indiana. Iowa's aware of what Indiana was capable against Ohio State, and that Ohio State team's kind of just played. And the Michigan State game ended up to be a blowout when they finally put their thumb down. It was tight, and then it ended up 52-26. I think Iowa's going to control that line of scrimmage. You don't give an offense like that the football as many times as they want it. You control that running game, you control the line of scrimmage, get those first downs, take that clock away from them, get that lead, and then Indiana, I think Iowa is going to just slowly put them away.
So you like Iowa?
I like Iowa a lot in this game.
I guarantee you, and I talked to Kirk Ferentz on my radio show yesterday, and one of the things he said, fans and media tend to look at these games, they should beat them. Players don't think that way.
Yeah.
They can't. They focus on one game at a time. They're not thinking about college football playoff. They're not thinking about going undefeated the rest of the year. They're thinking about today's game. And that's where their focus needs to be.
Sure.
It's always about the next game. You don't think about 9-0, 10-0, 11-0. That's for the fans to do.
And their special socks and their regiments.
That's right. And then we've got Iowa State. And I was up at the game last Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
And I was very impressed by the Cyclones.
That had to have been fun.
It was.
Well,
it was
one of the games to be at this year for Iowa State.
Yes.
That was the one.
That was the one to be. I will say this, and this takes nothing away from Iowa State. Texas really wasn't very good. This is not your grandpa's Texas or even your father's Texas. They were not very good.
We'll still take it, Larry.
Oh, no. I texted that to a friend of mine the other night. She was at the stadium, and that's what she said. Says, no, don't take this away from Iowa State. I said, I'm not. I'm just saying Texas isn't all that good. But Joel Lanning looked very good in his first start. Their running game is still terrific. Mike Warren ran for 145 yards. They're running for over 200 yards a game. But their defense was solid. They gave up 98 yards in the first half, and that's only because they got 18 on the last play of the first half, which meant nothing. And then they had 127, which meant they had 29 in the second half until Texas had this long drive at the end of the game, which again meant nothing. The only thing it meant was that they had to challenge them for the shutout. That was what the Iowa State defense was. You wanted the 0. You don't want 24-7. You want 24-0. Right. So, very impressed. But now they go to Oklahoma. And that's a whole nother ball
I
of
was
wax.
gonna say, what does that mean?
Yeah,
The only team that can play defense in the Big 12, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Right.
Is Oklahoma?
That is arena football all over the Big 12 conference this year.
Yeah.
So do you
So,
like
so
Oklahoma?
enjoy,
I like Oklahoma
enjoy what we
defense a
had
lot.
last week, but don't expect it again.
Well, don't expect it, but then again, I mean, crazy things happen in sports. But Oklahoma, and a lot of people have been quoting the last 3 games. Oh, they've been averaging 50 points a game. Yeah, but they played K-State, Kansas, and Texas Tech.
Right.
So I just throw those out because they should score those kind of points against those teams.
So he likes Oklahoma. Who do you like? You like?
Oh, I like Oklahoma. I like
Really?
it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, first of all, it's at their place.
I'm feeling Cyclones just because we got to go.
I hope the Cyclones
Oh, I
win.
hope so.
We hope.
We hope so.
But we're just
But,
saying,
you
if
know,
we're putting money down on the line.
And Joe Lanning's very good. And I know Tim Brando, and I'll drop another name, said, was very high in his praise of Lanning last week. But he's never played at Oklahoma. There's a difference between playing at home in Ames and playing on the road. But
True.
Look, Iowa State will score some points in this game. I do believe they'll score some points.
Yeah.
And the spread's about 25, and I've read different. It's about a 20-point game.
Wow.
I'm hoping that at least the Cyclones can hang in there.
And of course, you hear, well, Texas beat Oklahoma and Iowa State
Yeah.
beat Texas, so let's do this. We got this, So I mean, you
See,
can
that's
use
my
that
kind of logic. See, I
formula.
like that. I like where you're going with that. That makes sense to me.
And then you got Northern Iowa, which
Okay.
is starting to play its best ball of the season, and they still harbor hopes for making the playoffs, the FCS playoffs.
All right.
And they have to play Indiana State. Now, Indiana State's number 19 in FCS. But Northern Iowa's playing its best ball right now. They won a 10-7 game, I believe it was, last week, and Aaron Bailey is maturing as a quarterback, and their defense is stronger than their defense getting better week in and week out. So I do like the Panthers in this game. If you look at Mark Farley's record, I don't have the exact numbers. Mark Farley's record in November is outstanding as the head coach of the Panthers. And they're just getting better and better and better. And again, if you can just get to the playoffs in FCS, all bets are off. Then you don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to go with the Panthers in this game.
Over the Sycamores.
Over the Sycamores.
How about, what do you think? Sycamores or what?
I'm staying UNI.
Yeah, good man. Good man, Zany.
And Drake is off this week. They're going to rest up, although we got a basketball game this week against McKendree, 4 o'clock on Saturday. It's an exhibition game, and then the regular season starts the following week. Everybody's playing exhibition. Then Grandview, who I've already predicted to win the NAIA title.
Already.
Oh, yeah, I did that about 2 or 3 weeks ago. They're playing at Benedictine. I don't know anything about Benedictine, but I know this by Grandview. They're on a roll. They won 8 in a row.
like a
They won their
medicine.
last game 76-7 over Culver Stockton.
But it wasn't a shutout. You won 76-0.
I know. Woodley was probably upset. It's the Tom Brands method. We want every point. We don't want to give up anything. But I'm going with the Vikings.
76-7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's significant.
All right, so some exciting games happening, but pretty much everybody on the road except for the Panthers. You can catch them at home this week?
Yeah, they're home.
Okay, so if you want to go to
I
a
believe
local
they're
team.
home. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
They're somewhere.
This is your Pigskin Preview.